Hello everyone, my name is Christina Follin and we are here today to have a conversation. We don't have any tea and Father Patty is not here, so it's not tea time with Father Patty, but we are going to have a wonderful conversation here with leaders from our marriage ministry, and there are some very exciting things that have been going on as part of this ministry, and we just wanted to share with all of you. So I have Eric and Debbie Kiskert and Anthony and Carolyn Tortorello. So Debbie, why don't we start by sharing a little bit about the background of the marriage ministry?
Over 20 years ago, Bob and Mary Duffney, along with Deacon and Joe Quinn, began just small groups in their homes, enriching their marriages. Several years later, Pat and Mike Areno, as well as Diana and Ralph Thomas, continued that same format. Eric and I joined that ministry when we became parishioners here about 12 or 13 years ago. And we were so impressed with the ministry and all the love and richness that was going on within the community.
Can you share a little bit about what exactly was the ministry? What did you do?
Sure. They were basically enrichment evenings where one of the couples would host the evening in their home. They'd have a topic, and then it was opened up for group conversation amongst the couples. It was very intimate and quite frankly, I think very forthcoming. So, sharing our trials and tribulations along with our marriages and our families. And it was very exciting, and it certainly gave us pause to say, hey, you know what, we have either some wonderful gifts or we have some things we could work on as a couple.
Mm-hmm. So it was basically meetings happening at these couples' homes, the Guarinos and the Thomases,
Correct.
Basically.
And so 4 years ago, the torch was passed again, and Eric and I were asked to step up to the plate to be the marriage ministry chairs, and we invited Anna Jo Bono to journey along with us as our co-chairs. And our vision at that time was to grow and build upon the ministry and that original model. So, of course, we had those enrichment evenings, but we really desired to have younger couples participate.
That reminds me, Debbie, too, so you were talking about 4 years ago or so, correct?
Right.
Which is about the time that Father Patty was also kind of launching more, straightforward, the renewal of the parish and being on mission. So how did that impact the direction that you guys were taking once you took on the leadership of the ministry?
Sure. That meant that we needed to bring back some of our events back to the parish, because we realized that with those that have small children, that this could be a barrier for them to participate in the ministry. So many of our events now offer childcare when they are here being hosted at the parish.
So you built babysitting. Have they come?
Yes.
Have the younger people joining in?
Yes, they have. And
Awesome.
we've actually now been able to really dovetail the other ministries. So we've gotten our faith formation involved so that the young folks can actually meet some of the requirements for some of their service.
Beautiful.
Right. And so that includes things like still the enrichment evenings. We now offer retreats. We have dinners. We've had witness talks. And now it affords the opportunity for any couple at any stage of their marriage to participate in these events.
Awesome.
Additionally, we wanted to have an a la carte ministry, which means that any couple that engages in our activities could kind of pick and choose what was of interest to them. So I'll give you some examples. We have some outdoorsy couples that really like to be adventuresome, so we've had some couples hikes. We've had 6 to 8 week sessions that are quite intensive, and so those are Art of Marriage and Marriage Oneness that we have during Lent. We have hosted our first Not So Newlywed Game, and it was quite fun. And now we're on our next goal, which is basically mentorship. We always had that as a vision, and Eric and Carolyn will be sharing a little bit more about that.
So that, I guess, is now kind of creating some changes in the ministry, I would assume, leadership and so forth. Eric, why don't you share a little bit about that?
So some of the things that are changing, Christina, for many years, Deacons Vic Lupi and Ron Farino headed up the pre-Cana ministry. With Vic going home to the Lord and Ron returning to his home parish, there was a void that needed to be filled. Early this year, Father Alex and I were having a conversation about how the marriage ministry might be able to help some of those needs. 2 words came out. One was accompaniment, and the other was mentorship, both of which very much fall in line with divine renovation. So Debbie primarily went on hot pursuit to find a new pre-Cana program that would offer the opportunity to both develop skills within marriage and also to have a mentor component so that we could accompany couples on their journey to holy matrimony.
So basically, we're talking about taking two ministries that were virtually separate, pre-Cana and marriage ministry, and now kind of bringing them together. Am I understanding that correctly?
So what we've done as a parish is we've widened the umbrella for the marriage ministry. And the marriage ministry now will include both the pre-Cana ministry and what we would call the post-Cana ministry. So from the time a couple comes in to the parish, when they make that first phone call to the church office, we'll be able to work with them on the front end, mentoring them and also helping to guide them into the parish, the life of the parish, and all the ministries that are offered within Notre Dame. And then after, God willing, after their nuptials, they'll continue that journey, ideally in the marriage ministry again, as well as the other ministries. So it's an opportunity for both the members of the parish to be leaders and disciples for the new members, and it's also an opportunity for the newly married to be supported by a community, which is so critical for marriage today.
What is the main way that you're using to be able to provide that preparation, that extended preparation that is the new focus for pre-Cana?
So the program that we're using is called Witness to Love. It's a skills and virtues-based program that also involves a mentor component. Carolyn and Anthony were part of the pre-Cana program for a number of years with Deacon Ron, and they very lovingly and graciously stepped up to become the marriage prep coordinators for the program. And Carolyn, I know, is going to speak a little bit more about the nuts and bolts of Witness to Love later in our talk.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Carolyn, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about this Witness to Love?
Okay, so Debbie scoured the internet and all different kinds of areas to see what would be the best fit for Notre Dame of Mount Carmel as we moved away from a 2-day event-based pre-Cana into a more all-encompassing model that would allow mentors to accompany newly engaged couples throughout the pre-marriage and post-marriage experience of parish community life.
How much longer is that? So my understanding is that pre-Cana was kind of like 2 events basically that the couples completed?
Correct. So with Witness to Love, as Eric mentioned, it's a mentor-based program, and each newly engaged couple will choose the mentor couple that they would like to get to know and to accompany them throughout the whole process. So mentor couples are couples who are part of Notre Dame of Mount Carmel, who have been part of the parish community for quite a few years, who have a strong, loving marriage, and who are willing to share their life and their experiences with a newly engaged couple to help them see what a strong, loving marriage can be in a faith-filled community. So the newly engaged couple can choose who their mentor couple will be from a group of 6-7 couples that we're amazed that we've already gotten, since this is a relatively new program that we're instituting. So they get to pick their mentor couple. The mentor couple will reach out to them and meet with them to go through the life skills focus inventory that they'll be asked to complete. And then they'll work with them throughout the whole Witness to Love program, which includes some videos, but they'll also do other things, like they'll get together for dinner, they'll invite them to come to Mass with them. So it really is an all-encompassing, life fulfilling and lifetime journey with their mentors and with the community of Notre Dame.
So I understand that the program is already in place. You have how many couples mentoring,
We
did you
have
say?
7 couples
Which is
mentoring,
fantastic.
and we have 4 or 5 engaged couples that are working with mentors
So they're already being mentored.
The program and the model has already started to be implemented here in the parish.
I believe, Anthony, you and Carolyn, you're mentoring a couple. Yes. Anthony, can you share a little bit about what that experience has been like?
Okay. Well, as we indicated, the program is new, so we're only mentoring this one couple at this point. And when we reviewed their focus inventory with them, which speaks to their compatibility or incompatibility, and it allows us to talk about maybe things that where they're incompatible before they get married. And so hopefully we can address those issues so that when the marriage comes, they're not like, oh, we never talked about this, we never talked about that. And the benefit of being the mentors is assisting them not only up to their wedding day, but beyond their wedding day.
How does that happen, Anthony? What do you mean by that? How do you support these couples after they get married?
Well, during the process, inviting them to become part of the church community. As simple as saying, hey, why don't we go to Mass together one Sunday? To get them involved with us. And asking them about joining the many wonderful ministries we have here at Notre Dame and Mount Carmel. Men's and Women's Cornerstone, Extraordinary Ministers of the Eucharist, Lecturing, Alpha. There's so many programs that can get them involved with the church community, and hopefully they'll continue journeying with us by becoming part of the marriage ministry.
How are the other couples doing with their mentors? Has anyone shared any feedback with you guys?
I was having a conversation with Jim Walljasper, he and his wife Gina are one of the mentors, a couple weeks ago. After they had met with their couple, he just walked away with such an amazing sense of gratitude and love for the couple with whom they're dealing. And his remark was that, it's almost like we have these young kids in our life again, that we can share both the skills that worked for us as well as the mistakes we made, so that they can journey at least as well as, if not even better than he and his wife have.
So you mean your mentor couples are not perfect?
Considering the four of us are mentor couples, absolutely not.
That's
We're
good
as
news.
imperfect as the day is long.
Yeah, what I love to hear when you say that is the fact that it appears that this program, this model of accompaniment really allows the time to build relationships with these folks, which just opens up so many opportunities for service, as you mentioned, Anthony, for support for them. And I would imagine it's a blessing for the mentor couples as well, really, to be able to receive, I'm sure, from them as well. So the other thing that I've been able to see just by what you're sharing is that it seems part of this journey has been one of leadership. Here I have Carolyn and Anthony. Now you guys are leading the Witness to Love program. You talked about 7 couples that are mentoring, leaders. So this has been as well a journey of raising new leaders. How is that?
Well, the ministry started many, many years ago with 2 couples. And now we have a total of 9 couples who are part of the leadership of the ministry.
Beautiful.
So it's a lot of tentacles that we can reach a lot more, and we can wrap our arms around our parishioners that much more tightly in terms of providing them with the love and the support that's so needed for a journey that often is not the easiest at times, as everyone in this room knows, having been here for decades now as married persons.
Yeah. Well, it's a very exciting journey. We're very grateful for your sharing of your time, your talent with this wonderful ministry. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we close our conversation?
Well, like we said earlier, the Witness to Love model has been around for quite a few years. It's very successful. And we know that it's just brand new here at Notre Dame, but we're really looking forward to flourish and thrive. And if anybody has any questions about Witness to Love or the marriage ministry, to please reach out to any of us, or you can go to the ndcarmel.com website under sacraments, and all the information is there as well. So thank you.
And the other point I'd like to make, Christina, if I may, is we do have 7 mentor couples, and we're praying for more.
Right.
Many hands make for light work, and we want to preserve our resources for the sake of longevity.
Beautiful. And as you mentioned, prayer, we're just going to ask everyone to please keep in your prayers the wonderful marriage ministry, all the engaged couples that are seeking to celebrate the sacrament of matrimony for their lives, their preparation, and their post-marriage experience. And of course, always please keep in your prayers all the ministries the renewal of our parish. Thank you so much for your time today.